Hey everyone, it's Mark Skipper Mark, and in this video we travel to different towns around Lake Winnipesaukee to see if anything is flooded. There's been a lot of rain recently, which means some areas could be experiencing high waters. Our first visit is a stop to Downing's Landing on Alton Bay, which looked pretty normal, but the water level at Parker's Marine, which is across the street, was definitely up. The parking lot and service area bays were partially underwater, and some of the docks were completely underwater. At Irwin Marine, the docks were above water, but water was washing over the retaining wall into the parking lot. After leaving the town of Alton, we headed to the lovely town of Wolfeboro. This area was really affected by high water levels. 2 weeks ago, we had no trouble passing underneath the Back Bay Bridge without any issues, but that wouldn't have been possible today. This week, the retaining wall near the hardware store was completely underwater, but 2 weeks ago it was more than a foot above the water. The docks in the Back Bay were definitely affected by the high water. 2 weeks ago it looked like this, but today they were completely underwater. The main docks outside the bay were also affected, but they weren't underwater. 2 weeks ago there was more than a foot of space underneath the docks, but today the water level was hitting the bottom of the dock. At 19 Mile Bay in Tuftonboro, the wharf was almost completely underwater, but that didn't stop Matt from driving out onto it for a photo op. At Harilla Landing in Wolfeboro, the high water level caused a contractor's pontoon boat to break the dock. In Meredith, the docks didn't seem to be affected as much. The town is in the northwestern part of the lake, which is the direction of the prevailing winds, so my guess is large amounts of water were getting pushed southerly down the lake and they were piling up on the shoreline in the towns that we visited earlier. This doesn't mean that everything was perfect in Meredith, though. There were a lot of tree branches and pieces of floating wood in the water that had either washed into the lake or broken off docks. Overall, I was surprised to see how high the water level was, but it wasn't as much as in some years past, where they actually had to put a no-wake zone speed limit on the entire lake. If you have any questions about Lake Winnipesaukee, please drop a message in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.